Hey Vineyard family, this is in Nazareth. Here's what Nazareth looks like today that way. But a reconstruction of first century Nazareth and a synagogue. Now what's great about this synagogue is this is one of the most powerful and important times in the Bible where Jesus shows up. He sits in a synagogue just like this, and he's given the scroll of Isaiah. And he reads from Isaiah 61:1 from a scroll that would look something like this. They kept them in jars like that, and then in a storage room in the back of the synagogue. And they would be sitting in here, and Jesus opens up the scroll, and he says, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me." And it's Isaiah 61:3. And it ends with, "And proclaiming the year of the Lord's favor." And now remember, he stops there, rolls up the scroll, and hands it back. He ends with, "This is the year of the Lord's favor." Now, this time, he doesn't go on to say the rest of the verse from Isaiah, which is, talking about the day of the Lord's vengeance. You see, that comma is the most important comma in the history of the world. And that comma stopped the reading in a room just like this, that it is now the year of the Lord's favor. Vengeance is coming, but now Jesus came to save and not to judge. And so we live in the best time in the history of the world, the time of the comma, where it is the Lord's favor, where he is saving, and he's coming later as the warrior king to judge those who do not follow him. So that reading happened in a synagogue just like this, if you could imagine the room full and the wisdom of Jesus proclaiming that he is anointed to set the captives free, the oppressed have liberty, the blind to see, sick to be healed. Praise God for that comma. Julia, come forth.
Come forth.
You're alive. Hey Vineyard family, really great place here. One of my favorite stories in the Bible, and it's called Mount Carmel. And the L in the Carmel is God, and Carmel means vineyard. So it's the vineyard of God in this area. And this is a pretty classic story of just the power of God. There was a particular time when Elijah, he in 1 Kings 18, called out the gods of Baal. And the people of the time, the Israeli people, were following, had fallen away, and many of them were following the gods of Baal. And he particularly was a god that had to do with the rain. And it was such a dry area that when they wanted rain, they would pray to him. And so where I'm at is on the top of a monastery that is built to remember the different deeds of Elijah. If I look over here to my left, it's hard to see, but it is the Valley of Armageddon, also the Valley of Jezreel, and down below is a river, the Kishon, which is a river that where in the end of the battle against Baal, Elijah brought the prophets of Baal down and killed them. But here is a place where Mount Carmel would be back behind me here, where it was a duel, and Elijah called the prophets of Baal to prove that your God is strong and is real. And they built, he said, build an altar, kill an animal, and call down a fire from Baal to see if he's real and prove it. And they were doing it. They built the fire. Nothing was happening. Elijah's saying, hey, maybe he's sleeping, maybe he's going to the bathroom, maybe he's on vacation. And nothing happened over time. So then Elijah built an altar, wood, actually poured water on it 3 different times to show that there's no way that this could be something other than God. And fire came down and burnt up the burnt offering, and people said, my goodness, this is the real Lord, Yahweh. And the story goes on, but this is in the book of 1 Kings 18. You can read about it. It's just fantastic. And the learning there is, have we turned it all to things of the world, to other gods, where we need to realize again that our God is powerful, He is real, and He is alive. And this place, somewhere up here, is where the showdown happened. And God showed up as Elijah was faithful.